The south parlor, located on the south side or warm side of the house, would be where the family spent most of its time, talking, reading, sewing, whittling, or relaxing when indoors, something that was very rare in colonial times, since people worked almost all day long, and when it became dark, they went to bed. Many families in the 17th and early 18th century stored their Bibles in such a box, generally made of oak or chestnut by the man of the house. They were used specifically for Bibles. Books at that time were rare and expensive, and often people only owned a Bible. The Bible was used for religious and moral instruction, but also employed as a reader and a storybook for many families. Areas in this room were left open during restoration to exhibit the details of the original construction. Note the exterior brick, formed of locally molded clay, fired in a temporary kiln on this site. The Flemish brickwork refers to the style of laying up the courses of bricks. The support system for the house, which includes the interior flooring and ceiling, are formed by using hand-hewn beams that have been fitted at their junctions with mortise and tenon. The interior room divisions are formed by boards, unlike the 2x4s of today. Planks against the brick wall form inside walls. At a later date, lath was added to the planks, and lime plaster bound with cow hair was smeared over the lath to create plaster walls. Virtually every period of furnishings produced a cradle, from wooden baskets to simple boxes to beautifully carved infant beds embellished with elegant drapery. The hood on this grain-painted cradle provided protection from drafts, and the elevation from the floor kept the bottom free from dampness and cold. The rocking motion lulled the infant to sleep, and individuals who rocked a cradle were called rockers. A bed warmer or warming pan, often composed of a long wooden handle attached to a shallow metal pan covered by a pierced engraved hinge lid, was used to take hot embers from the fireplace and carry them to the sleeping rooms. It would be passed between the bed covers and take the frigidness away from the bed just before retiring. Let us not forget, there was no heat in the loft. This art was considered a type of portraiture, something not as expensive as one painted in oil or watercolors. They were popular at the end of the 18th and beginning of the 19th century. Early advertisements suggested a price of 10 to 20 cents for a simple yet precise image completed in one sitting. Tracing and cutting silhouettes became a popular parlor game during Jane Austen's era. Originally called shades or profiles, the art form took the name from an obscure mid-18th century French finance minister, Athénée de Silhouette, well known for his penchant for charming profiles. This slant front desk circa 1750 to 1780 is a fine example of craftsmanship. A network of small drawers and pigeonholes are revealed when the hinged front is opened for the writing surface. Pigeonhole is a term from the 1680s based on the resemblance of an open front recesses for pigeons to nest in. In the 1840s, it began to be seen as a verb to metaphorically pigeonhole a person or issue into a narrow category. In 18th century desks, however, they were compartments for letters and documents. On the left side of the desk of the writing surface is a ponce or sander. After a letter or document was written, the ink was often wet, and until it was dried, it would be smudged. So to eliminate that possibility, fine black sand would be sprinkled over the writing to absorb the excess ink, and then it would be shaken off and reused. A ponce looks like today's salt shaker. I hope you found today interesting and informative. I thank you for joining and invite you to join us again in the future as we do more of these tours of the Sheffield Historical Society's property. Thank you.